actually.
Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Imani and I make videos about beauty, fashion, lifestyle, and speech pathology. Today's video is super exciting because I posted a few weeks ago, I think it was, that I passed my praxis exam. If you haven't seen that video, check it out up here in the cards. I'll also put it down below. But in that video, I shared with you guys that I passed the praxis and some of the things that I'm going to be doing as I move forward in becoming an actual. You guys were asking if I can give some tips about how did I pass this exam. I can't wait to go into it in this video. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with a friend who may also be going through this process. You know we need to come together in this, so let's do it. I will see you guys in the next clip. Before I go on, this video is not sponsored at all, but I have tried a brand new supplement and I want to share with you guys what it is and why I like it so much. So I started using these Jewellery apple cider vinegar gummies and they're kind of lit, so I have to share them here on my YouTube with you guys because I've been taking apple cider vinegar for a very long time. In one of my videos I was taking a shot of apple cider vinegar and someone commented like, girl, don't do that, you're gonna mess up your vocal cords. And I was like, oh, I'm in school for speech pathology and I didn't know that. I feel, yeah, I should know that. Actually, Goli reached out to me and asked me to give them a try and share them with you guys if I like them, and I really do love them. I also have been getting a lot of compliments about my skin, and I think these are actually working. I love apple cider vinegar because it really promotes healthy weight loss, which you know is my thing. It also just maintains a healthy digestion throughout the day. It's just a really good jump start, and these gummies have that plus more. There's vitamins, there's superfoods, they're 100% organic and gluten-free. I really like them, so I want to share them with you guys. I will also leave a link down below on how you can get 5% off on your Goldie gummies if you want to give them a try. And they're not expensive at all, so 5% is really, really good. So I hope you guys try these out. I hope you enjoy them. Let me know if you do. Okay, so now to get into the video, I want to share with you guys my praxis tips. You may be wondering, first of all, what is the praxis exam? What is this thing? And the praxis exam is basically the comprehensive speech language pathology exam that every single speech language pathologist has to take. This exam is what is going to certify you with our governing board, ASHA, so that you can go ahead and get your certificate of clinical competence and practice. So without this, you really cannot get started in your career. It's just one of the steps that you have to take in order to get started. So I chose to take my praxis towards the end of my graduate school experience, but really the timing of the exam is any time that you want to take it, you can take it. If you feel like you are learning enough and you are ready and you just want to get it out of the way, you can take the exam your second year in grad school, your first year in grad school, whatever you want. I do have some tips about that and just something that I would do now that I've taken the exam. I would definitely wait to take it until after you've taken some of the core coursework because a lot of it is on the exam. Specifically dysphagia, which is swallowing disorders, also motor speech different types of dysarthria. Those types of things are on the exam, and I would definitely make sure I have that background before I just go in and take it. So that's just something that I saw on the exam. Some people might say differently, but I think it helped that I already had that background. I think it also was very helpful that I've been practicing and been able to do some of the things that were on the exam. So it wasn't just my book knowledge, it was also my knowledge of doing it. I'm reading it and I'm like, oh, I've dealt with a patient like that. Let me answer this question, and I did well enough to pass. I would at least try to get through your pediatric clinical experience as well as your adult clinical experience because that will really give you everything that you may need in order to take the test, to where you don't necessarily need to be fresh on the material because you've actually gone through those things. And hands-on experience is always more helpful than book knowledge anyway, so that's just a tip that I would use if I was taking it all over again. So you guys have asked, what did you use? What did you actually do in order to pass the exam? And here's what I did. I'm gonna break it down. I went on the ETS website. I think it's ets.org, but I can check. And on this website, you're able to purchase Praxis exams. There are 3 different forms of the exam, and they're supposed to mirror the actual Praxis exam. So I thought, and just from talking to people, I really found that this was the best way to prepare yourself. So what I did was I brought all 3. I think they were $25 each. So, you know, it's not really cheap, but anything that can get me through this process of grad school and getting certified easier, I'm gonna do. That's just me. So I brought all 3. I wanted to make sure that I was exposed to every type of question that I possibly could. In addition to that, I did reach out to a few CFs. These are speech pathologists who are not certified yet, but they're kind of fresh. They've been through the experience. I reached out to some of my CF friends, and they also sent me some of their materials that they used, which was more just practice tests, to be honest, with some of the explanations for the answers. And it really, really helped to go through the test, sit there, like do my best, kind of mirror the actual exam, and then afterwards go back and read the explanations for the questions that I got wrong. So basically, if you got a question wrong, I think if you got it right too, they give you an explanation, but I have to check. I know if you got it wrong, it gives you an explanation on the bottom, and it tells you like, no, people who have dysarthria suffer from this as well because XYZ, and it kind of just like stamps it in your brain of why you got the answer wrong and kind of how to move forward and getting it right next time. So I recommend doing every single practice test you can and making sure to study the explanations for how you got it wrong. I think it's also important to make a study plan for yourself. And listen, we're adults. I mean, studying is important when you have something coming up like this, but probably as you're taking this exam, you're doing 1,000 other things, like maybe clinicals, like maybe working, like raising your family or dealing with family things. So make a plan for yourself. It makes it so much easier, and make it realistic. Like mine was studying every Thursday and Friday, and I wanted to make sure that I gave myself about 4 to 6 weeks before the test day in order to have ample time. Don't kill yourself. You don't need to start like a year before or 5 months before. It is so not necessary. I think that anyone that is really fresh in going through your grad coursework is going to do well. So don't kill yourself. Please, 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 please take your time, absorb the material, and feel good before your test day. When you go in to register for the test, just make sure that you pick a day that works best for you. And pro tip, pick a time that works best for you as well. So I chose to have my test around 1 o'clock because I know that after I get up in the morning, I want to make sure I have a really good breakfast. I drink lots of water. I can have my coffee. I can study a little bit if I feel anxious, but I could also sit down and watch The Reel or a YouTube video if I need to just like decompress and not think about anything. And then I can go in for the test at 1 o'clock. Also make sure you pay attention to the location. I don't know where all y'all are at, but make sure it's not too far so your actual commute time isn't crazy. I hopped on the train for like 15 minutes. I was able to pull out my questions on the train, review a little bit, and then I was ready. So make it easy for yourself. Really take into consideration every detail because it does matter. I'm gonna reapply this because I'm talking so much. Also, do you guys like my little moles? They're not moles. They're actually pimples. But I made them into moles. It's magic. That's for another video. That's not for this video, but I will go into it later on. Just peep the moles. Peep the skin. All right, I'm done. Oh, I want to circle back to how I prepared for the test. Before this, one of the weeks that I was studying in my 4 to 6 week period, I was actually away. So I chose to sign up for Quizlet, and Quizlet is just an online flashcard maker type website. And it's really cool because you can access the Quizlets that other people have made. And a lot of people make Quizlets to study for the Praxis exam. So I was able to be on the plane. Girl, I had no access to internet, but I was on my Quizlet studying, and it was so helpful because I didn't have to have a billion papers out. I didn't even need to have my laptop. I was on my phone on the Quizlet app. So definitely make sure you're signed up for that. You can do different games to study the material. You can study yourself with the flashcards and like do a learn mode. And busy people, we have lives. You know what I mean? You're busy, so you need that. Also, I totally 100% recommend at least doing 3 different tests that simulate the actual test. And the reason why is because I don't think this test is like hard. I think that the hardest part about this test is that it's really long, it's really boring, the questions are super, super intricate, and it's almost like a mind game or a mind fuck, to be honest. Like, it's like you just see a bunch of words and it just keeps going and keeps going for 132 questions, and you're just like, what the hell? That's kind of what the test is like. So I would recommend making sure that you're ready for that you don't fatigue out by question 50, because that's real. And I did ask when I was in my test, I was able to leave, but while I left, it wasn't an actual break. So my time would keep going and I would lose out on time that I went to go like get water or go take a break or just like move. So I just would recommend making sure that you've practiced sitting down for a test with that, crickets, absolutely nothing, no one around you, and sitting down for that like an hour and a half and just getting it done, because that is going to prepare you the best for this test. It's just a long exam that you just have to be ready for. Before we go, I want to give you some tips for the actual day of the test. Just make sure, like I said earlier, that you take some time to yourself that morning. I recommend getting a really good night's sleep, of course. Also waking up, having a good breakfast, making it something that's hearty, it's gonna keep you full. Also, just not studying too much before the test. Like, don't kill yourself studying for the test because you've done that for 6 weeks. The morning of is your time to take a break. Take a rest and just enjoy. Maybe play a little bit of your favorite podcasts or listen to some really relaxing music. Maybe play some of your favorite sermons to really just get yourself in the mode of building yourself up, because at this point, you're in, girl. You just gotta do it. Also, on that day, make sure that you don't wear any jewelry. I didn't know that, but they told me to take all my jewelry off. You really can't have anything, but go into the test knowing that you can't have jewelry, you can't really have snacks, you cannot have a break. What else? You can't like bring any materials. So make sure that you know the passing score, because there is an option after, at the end of the test, you click a button and it says report score or something about reporting the score. You have to click that in order to get your score when you finish the test. So make sure that when you click that button and the score comes up, that you know if you passed or not. So the passing score for my institution, NYU, I don't know if this is different across the board, but for NYU, passing score is 162. Look up for your school what the passing score is, or what the passing score is for ASHA, because with that number you can go in, and when you report your score, you're gonna know right away if you passed or not, and you can celebrate, tell your family. I finished and I walked around Brooklyn on the phone. I was on like in Albee Square, like Fulton Street. I was on the phone with my parents. Like, it's a really exciting time, and you want to be able to celebrate when you pass, because you will pass. That was a great weekend too. Oh my god. Oh, I'm just thinking about it. I also have a really fun video of when my score was reported. That's when I got the email with the score saying that I passed and everything, the official email. So I will maybe insert that video because I look nuts, but it was just such a good moment. Hey guys, this is such an exciting time. Please relish in the fact that you are about to do something that's huge. It's a huge step in your journey and you are so prepared to do it. I hope that this video helped you. If there's anything else that you guys want to add to this video, someone who's been through it, or maybe you haven't and you just have more questions, I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Share it with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!